Jeff Snyder reports last week that he's been hearing that there's a rumor going around that they're looking for a new Black Panther. Okay. My Time to Shine Hello refutes that report and says, "Oh no, it's not a variant. It's not a new T'Challa. It's T'Child aged up, which would be a disaster.
Yes,
which would be an absolute disaster." I think the fact that we're even having this discussion and no one at Marvel has flat out come out and stomped it out, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. I know you can look at that from the complete other perspective and say, well, they haven't come out and confirmed it, so it's not real. I don't think it's incumbent on them to confirm or deny scoops.
That's true.
I think if they do deny it, then it's probably bull. More than likely bull. If they take their time to refute it, it's because they don't want you to have a certain expectation, I guess.
Right.
So I'm looking at it as if they haven't come out and dispelled this, if they haven't come out and, because of how sensitive everything was around the cast and crew and the family of the deceased, obviously R.P. Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
If they haven't come out in even that way and kind of like, hey, this is still a sensitive topic or blah 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 blah. It's been like 5 days or 6 days now, maybe 5 or 6 days. When it was first, let's take this piece by piece. There's another piece to this, right? There was another part of that Snyder rumor that said that they had already offered it to somebody, to some people, and some people had already turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
This leads me to another budding scooper. I don't know if she, describe herself that way, but she dreads me, Tina. She was on Chillmonger's stream on Friday with Planet Fanatics, and I think that she mentioned she had gotten some information through her channels that two of the actors, that they asked turned it down. One of which being surprising to me, according to her scoop, was Damson Idris.
Mm-hmm.
So now you turn down Jon Stewart, you turn down T'Challa, fam. I don't. I think I'm losing faith in Buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, like what is it? What is the
what are
role
you
that
waiting
you're
out
looking
on?
for?
Yeah, I don't know what he's waiting out on. She did mention in the video that she had posted today. So y'all should head over to her channel on YouTube and check that out. But she talked about how he's going to be involved in a series called Blood and Bone, which is a novel series, but it's not. It's not. It pales in
T'Challa
comparison to
or Green Lantern.
Yeah, the franchises he was lined up to be involved in and reportedly turned down offers for. So maybe the superhero thing is just not his genre. It feels a little weird to me that the narrative is, oh well, they don't want to step into Chadwick's shoes. That just doesn't feel like a real thing to me. It honestly does not. And if if that truly is a motivation, then it's probably a good thing that they never went down that road with that individual, because he wouldn't have. It would have come through in the role, right? If he didn't believe in it, then it didn't come through. So we move on. Another name that got thrown out there was John Boyega. I 1000% understand why John Boyega wouldn't want anything to do with anything Disney on it. They've been throwing his name in shit ever since he said he would never work there, trying to discredit him still. There are a certain segment of YouTube who seems to think he has lost all credibility, even though he's never shown back up in anything Disney to this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just y'all lackluster ass rumors.
Right.
In any case, yeah, I wouldn't do that. The last one, damn, what is his name? Played Martin Luther King in Selma. Yep, in Selma. I'm glad they didn't go that route. I don't think it fits. It's not tall enough. Doesn't have the kind of command I want from that position. He's always better as like the baby face cop, like the do-gooder cop, or the villain, or like the kind of annoying asshole villain. But like I don't see protagonist level, presence in him. He was good as Dr. Martin. There you go. Yep. He was good as Dr. King. Just doesn't give me alpha male comic book character kind of presence. So now let's get on to the folks who would be willing. The names are not surprising at all. You all already know who they are, right? Yalin Noel has already told the public, several individuals that you watch on YouTube. He's been on Twitter. I think people have pulled up a tweet where he liked some stuff about being Black Panther or said he would play Black Panther. Yalin Noel wants this role.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to play this role. Aldis Hodge wants this role. Wants to play this role. Not to mention any of the numerous folks out, just working class actors, just hoping for an opportunity to play a role like this, right? Like that's we haven't even dipped our toe into that. You know what I mean? Let's go scour network television. Who's in on these soap operas right now waiting for a shot? Who's the Chadwick Boseman on General Hospital right now? Don't give me guys that are not wanting to do it for PR reasons or ruffling feathers. Piss on that, bruv. Piss on that, Damson. Take that shit back. Take that weak shit back to the UK, bruv. But no, for real. Like, if you're piecing out on Jon Stewart and T'Challa, so when you pieced out on Jon Stewart, I thought it was because
you wanted this one.
Yeah, I want that one. That's the one. Well, if you piecing out on both, then all right. Well, I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah,
I guess.
Because there's nothing else out there. What could you possibly be looking for?
If you're scared, go to church. And I mean, I guess it could be that. I feel like it's more of a political thing. I don't think he legitimately is like, oh, I can't act as well as Chadwick Boseman. These are extremely arrogant people. They chose to be actors. Okay, these are incredibly vain people. Maybe not outwardly or to the point of hurting people or doing wrong things, but just by their craft, they're arrogant. They are extremely confident in their abilities, in their skill. So just the idea of an actor of that level saying, no, I can't follow in his foot, that sounds more like company talk.
Yeah.
Sounds more like, well, we got into the details of it. The money didn't really line up. The scheduling was this. Creative control was that. We're not giving any input into the script and blah, 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 blah. We went back and forth about it. It didn't work out. Now I get the feigned concern about Chadwick Boseman's legacy in the onset. You can say damn near anything. You can say it fell apart for anything. Nobody's really going to say anything on it because it doesn't benefit either side.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that, that he said no. If that's the case, allegedly.
Yeah, no, Damson was on our short list, and to answer some of the people in chat, Aldis and Yalin Noel were definitely on our short list as well.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Definitely actors that we want to see portray the role. One thing that I saw throughout the week, just because of all the, I don't want to call it hysteria, but just all of the hubbub about the situation, I started to see, obviously tweets, because it's such a polarizing issue from both sides, right? Mm-hmm. And for what it's worth, Recast T'Challa, the movement as a whole, just, not specifically any one person, but just as a whole, has gotten a lot of flack for being like, stubborn, but also like, extremely rude on the internet and all this stuff. Not a lot is said about the fact that anti-recast people are also the same and don't want to listen to anything that comes from this side at all, and come off very closed-minded, to the point where I saw one tweet where one girl was just saying no to everything. Like, literally her one-word response to every tweet was no.
Okay.
No.
I want everybody to come with me, to have a walk with me for a second, because there was a part of this stream that I really, really wanted to be a part of. I really wanted to be part of the conversation where they were talking about the bubble that the recast T'Challa crowd may be in, and how, well, it's all these other threads, man, with these general fans, man, they don't feel it, man. They're not feeling. They're just eating up the Marvel slop. They're just saying it is what it is, They're like, oh man, we loved the child. It was beautiful. It was this, it was that, and it was this.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, I go out of my way to find confirmation about AI and fake accounts and bot farms on these social media platforms for conversations like this, right? We cannot continue to look at our individual engagement, the engagement at large on these social media platforms and try to pull intrinsic data. We cannot look at engagement on the internet, on these apps, and try to translate it to how it's going to affect living, breathing, walking people that have to go into an establishment and hand someone money. It is not a true reflection. There's no way to really discern it clearly unless you know how to discertain some of this stuff that you're reading, right? So if I'm going to a post, I think Emergency Awesome was the mention of the thread that they were referencing, right? Mm-hmm. If I go to an Emergency Awesome post, right? How much recast Tchalla stuff do you expect to see on a recast or on Emergency Awesome video? It just in any sense, ever covering any type of Black Panther, you may find some, but the vast majority are going to be general. I'm interested just enough to listen to this 15-minute clip that you have type fan, right? Your fast food MCU fan. I'm here to digest the content quickly, hear it, move on to whatever else I'm interested in, right? And the thing that I have to keep reminding people is that it was much worse during Wakanda Forever. Mm-hmm. The relationship or the split was much more turned to their side during Wakanda Forever.
Absolutely.
How did that turn out? Everybody, oh man, there's so many people. They don't even care about T'Challa. Well, why isn't anybody mad about? Why aren't they more upset about it? We can't get people not to see this. We can't. They didn't. And don't give me COVID. Don't give me COVID because you put 3 Peter Parkers in a movie and COVID be damned. We got $1 billion. Don't give me COVID because if you'd have given them a product that was worth risking the vid for, they would have done it. Mm-hmm. They would have done it. They already did. Yeah. If engagement online mattered, then re-releasing Morbius would have been successful for Sony.
Yeah.
Right? If engagement online led to dollars, then the way that they handled the Joker should have made them $2 billion.
Yeah.
They saw people memeing the scene of him dancing on the steps and said, I fucking got it. Musical. And the shit was terrible.
Yeah.
If they can't, with all of the millions of dollars in research that they have, and all of the actual people and man hours, people that scour the internet looking for stuff, if they can't draw a direct one-to-one connection between our wants and their product, you don't you try to do that kind of math. That's what got them all in a tailspin. Stick with what the narrative is right now. The narrative in the public is that Marvel is recasting T'Challa and no one is doing anything to throw that narrative off. Ride that wave. Ride that wave.
I guess the only reason why, and you're absolutely right, sentiment is going in the right way and we should ride that wave. The only reason I guess it sticks out for me is because of where we started in the conversation, where you brought it to the podcast. This is a long time ago now at this point. You brought it to the podcast, and at the time, I am still probably a casual fan in relative to who we're talking about. But at the time, I was even more of a casual fan, and I just sat there and listened to what you had to say. It made sense, and then since then, I've been pro recast Tchalla.
Here's the thing, y'all. The ultimate stick that you have to wield is that their way didn't work financially. And so everything that they do has to be an improvement from where they came from, right? The most interesting... let's get to another before we change off of T'Challa talk. Mm-hmm. There was a theory floating around on the stream that the reason why there may be confusion between the scoopers, the reason why, there may be dicey information about all of this is that the Russos may be casting a T'Challa Black Panther in Doomsday, in Avengers Doomsday. And then Coogler is going to continue on with his story with the T'Child. In their heart of hearts, as a businessman, as an executive, Kevin knows what the long-term viable future of the character is and where it lies. He has to. He has to, or he's not very intelligent. It's just, that's bare bones. Knowing that and knowing everything that they just did with Ryan Coogler, you can say, okay, we're going to set Black Panther 3 after Doomsday and Secret Wars. Well, why would you do that if you're going to recast Tchalla? We're going to set Black Panther 3 after Doomsday and Secret Wars. Ryan, continue to work on the script, age up the child, figure out a way, what have you. Let him go do his thing. Fantastic Four comes out. Maybe you have a cameo with the guy that you cast. Avengers Doomsday comes out. It's a smash. We reintroduce the recast of T'Challa. It's a hit. Secret Wars comes out. It's the biggest thing Marvel has ever done. It's a celebration of all things Disney Marvel, Fox Marvel, Sony Marvel, all things Marvel ever, Universal Marvel, everything. All of it. In the biggest crescendo that they've ever had. And who's the main star of the story? Who got us here? Black Panther. Now you're telling me, after all of that momentum, they're going to sit there and say, oh yeah, okay, Ryan, bring us the 14-year-old. Sounds great. All of a sudden, you will hear Black Panther 3 delayed. Black Panther 3 pushed out to 2028. Black Panther 3 going through reworks.
Script issues.
Ryan Coogler leaving Black Panther 3. Again, we've got a dead-in-the-water producer in Nate Moore. We have a dead-in-the-water premise, right? We left this movie with Shuri as Black Panther. I don't know if everybody forgot. I don't know if all of my, oh, you were misogynistic, you misogynoirist people went. What hole you crawled back into. But we left last movie off with Shuri, and now your man's Coogler talking about putting a 6-year-old in the throne. Don't know why everybody's not pissed. But the premise is dead. The momentum for that story is dead. Hell, the entire royal family, except for Shuri, is gone. Wakanda has been flooded and destroyed. The head of your Dora Milaje is adrift because who the hell knows when Midnight Suns is ever going to be a thing, if it's ever going to be a thing.
Right.
Y'all think that they're going to say, yeah, okay, Ryan, you get to still make it. Fuck no, fuck off. I hope Sinners took off.
That version becomes Brave and the Bold.
Because now, thank you. Because now I don't have to sit up here and look in your face and be like, I lied to you, which is what he would have. He would have done. He just gets to say, well, look, man, the audience has spoken. Which we already have. It's just up to the people in charge to decide whether or not they want to lose more money or if they want to revitalize this thing.